Can you remember one of the most banal emails I've sent you before that I think banal is the right word, but that somehow crept into that space in your head that it was nagging you, but it was just this like ridiculous email that you had in your inbox from me?
Um, you, well, I mean, yeah, you sent me a few emails, uh, but let's see, you sent me one. God, what was it? Yeah, I'm trying to remember what it was. It was recently. It was like what was it, like the two biggest questions you should ask yourself on Tuesday. What was it? It was something like that. It
Yeah,
was like,
like when you start a day, I think I was like what are like two of the most valuable questions anybody could ask themselves every single morning when they wake up? You
Okay,
come
so
up
not
with
just
great
Tuesday.
questions. I mean, you are a philosopher. You come up with great questions. So I thought that was a really cool, I don't know, question for you. Your response was really good, and it turned into a really good conversation, I thought, and you gave me some cool insights.
Yeah, that one took a little bit. I had to think about that one. But I do want if I have if I see an email and it's starred, I don't want to see starred emails. That bugs me.
So that particular one though, with the about the questions in the morning, or questions someone could ask themselves each morning, you spun it over to Nietzsche, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Could you talk about that? I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, so Nietzsche has this idea of the eternal recurrence. So I mean, he wants you to think about how you could be life affirming in the fullest sense. And for him, that means affirming not just the things that you happen to like, but everything. Because he makes the point's kind of obvious, but we just forget it because we don't want to think about it. The things that you care about the world wouldn't be possible without all the terrible things also. Um, I mean, if today was a great day for you, it couldn't have happened without World War II. Just as a fact, you and the world would have been different if World War II didn't happen and all these atrocities. So basically, I mean, to put it in a what's the principle that every conversation ended in Hitler, Gunther's law or something like this? I forget. Anyway, um, your frozen yogurt with your son wouldn't be possible without Hitler. Right? You think that the world wouldn't be exactly as it is, without everything happening exactly as it happens. So that means if your froyo happened, and you love that, then you've got to affirm all the terrible things that also happen in the world to make that possible. And he thinks that you should. So I mean, to really affirm life is then to affirm that. Don't just affirm the froyo. You have to also say yes to Hitler, and that's I mean, it's not a bitter pill. It's just a big pill. That's his point. It shouldn't be. Don't think of it as bitter. Like you just have to appreciate it for what it is. Someone like the real tree hugging naturalists do this too, right? I mean, they're like, oh, I mean, so you like a beautiful sunset on the beach, but also nature. There's all kinds of violence and sadness in nature too, but you have to affirm it because it's part of the life cycle and it's part of the ecosystem, and that's how it works. So, it wasn't just Nietzsche who has this kind of life affirming idea, but he has a good thought experiment, which is could you say yes to all of existence? Could you live your life entirely through exactly as it happened, which means having the entire world play through exactly as it did? Would you say yes to it all over again?
What a daunting task.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a meditative exercise, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you could ever. I don't know who could really do that without being. I don't know, forgetful or disingenuous or something. That seems really hard. Like, yes to Hitler? Ugh. That's not easy.
Yeah.
But it is so kind of like I was sharing with you about recognizing when you're no longer being absorbed in your activity, right? What pulls you away from your engagement? What are you saying no to? Why are you saying no to that? So like I'm sure like you have a wife and a child. I'm sure there are aspects of them that you probably wish were a little different. But it's like you wouldn't totally, but you have to. I mean, they wouldn't be them without those things, right?
What a cogent reminder. I mean, what a nice thing to be able to think about.
It is. I mean, I think the Nietzsche method is a really positive thing, but it does require you to dwell on things that you're perceiving as negative, which is not always the most pleasant thing. But I think the upshot is that you come to find more to say yes to. I love this annoying thing that you do. I mean, it's just so you. I wouldn't want you to be different.